Let's see if you remember enough algebra to solve this equation. And actually, you might not even need much algebra at all. Now, if you understand how to work with fractions and use a little bit of basic reasoning and common sense, you ought to be able to figure this out. All right, so here is our equation. We have 1 over x plus 1 over x is equal to 4. Now, this may seem like a typical algebra equation, and it is, but before I show you the solution, go ahead and pause the video and think about what value x needs to be in order to make this equation true. So we have this thing plus this thing is equal to 4. So what does x have to be in order to make this statement true? All right, now if you think you know the answer, go ahead and put that into the comment section. Of course, I'm going to solve this step by step. By the way, if we haven't met before, my name is John, and I have been teaching math for decades. And if you enjoy learning math or need help improving in math, make sure to check out my full main math courses at tcmathacademy.com. You can find a link to that in the description below. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at how to exactly solve 1 over x plus 1 over x is equal to 4. This is not that difficult. A lot of people are going to look at this equation and immediately think that they have to use some complicated algebra to figure this out. But really, if we kind of study it for a second, we notice that we have two identical fractions that add up to 4. But really what we have is one value plus itself is equal to 4. So remember, in algebra, a variable just represents a number. So this entire fraction is just some value. So let's kind of think of it this way. We kind of go back to our elementary and primary school days. If I said box plus box is equal to 4, and what we put in the box must be the same number, well, how would you solve this? What we need to do is put in some numbers to try, right? So 1 plus 1 is 2. That's not going to work, but of course we eventually figure out that 2 plus 2 is 4. And then of course your teacher gives you a nice little happy face and a bunch of stars, and you're very happy about that. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So if 1 over x plus 1 over x is equal to 4, and these are the same value, well then 1 over x must be equal to 2. So what we can do here is kind of simplify this equation this way. All right, so if 1 over x must be 2, because 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, so if we can figure out this basic equation, 1 over x is equal to 2, if we can figure out what x is equal to here, well then we will have solved the equation, right? So we can figure out what value of x makes this 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. Well, this is one approach to solve the equation. So we still have an algebraic equation here, but maybe we can test some numbers here for x such that we can figure out what value of x will make this 2. And this is where your knowledge of fractions will come into play. All right, so let's go ahead and see how we can kind of test some numbers to figure this out and solve this equation without even using algebra. All right, so once again, if we can solve this simple equation, 1 over x is equal to 2, we can solve the big original equation, right? Because 1 over x plus 1 over x is equal to 4. So these values right here must be 2 because 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Okay, so what we can do is simply just start testing numbers, testing values for x such that we find a value that gets us to 2. But let's notice something very interesting here, and that is if we plug in some whole numbers, we're not going to ever get to 2. In other words, we can plug in 1. 1 divided by 1, if we let x equal to 1, is 1, and that, of course, is not 2. So let's test 2. Well, if we put a 2 in for x, we're going to have 1/2 and not 2. And, of course, we can go on and test all sorts of whole numbers, and we're never going to get to 2. So the value of x is not a whole number, right? It must be a fraction, because that's the only way we're going to be able to go 1 over some value to get back to the whole number of 2. So let's let x equal 1/2. All right, so let's test this out, and this is where your knowledge of fractions comes into play. So if we let x equal to 1/2, well, what happens? Well, let's go ahead and test if x is equal to 1/2, do we get back to 2? So what we have here is 1 over 1/2. So now what we have to do is figure out this expression, and if it's equal to 2, in other words, if we plug in a 1/2 for x, and all of this equals to 2, well then that is the solution to our equation. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure this out and see if indeed it is equal to 2. So what we have here is what we call a complex fraction. So a complex fraction is a fraction where the numerator or denominator is a fraction in and of itself. So you can see here the denominator is a fraction. So we need to interpret this, and the way we do that is the following. So we have 1, and then we have our fraction bar. The fraction bar is the division operation. So we have 1 divided by the fraction 1/2. So a better way to see this problem is 1 divided by 1/2, and that's equivalent to this complex fraction, 1 over 1/2. Okay, so how do we divide fractions? Well, this is very easy. What we're going to do is go from division to multiplication, and to do that we need to flip this fraction to the right of the division symbol upside down. That's called the reciprocal. So we're going to end up with 1 times, not 1/2. We're going to flip this upside down, so that's going to be 2 over 1. And 2 divided by 1, of course, is just 2. So this is 1 times 2. Okay, so 1 divided by 1/2 indeed is equal to 2. And that is, of course, going to be the solution to our equation, right? So if x, again, is equal to 1/2, well, what happens? Well, what we can do here is plug in these 1/2s right here in this complex fraction, and now we know that all of these fractions will end up being 2. So we have 2 plus 2, and of course that is equal to 4. So any value that we plug in for a variable that generates a true statement is indeed the solution. Okay, so this is one way we can kind of use basic reasoning and our knowledge of fractions to figure this equation out. Now let's take a look at a direct algebraic way to solve this simple equation. In algebra, this type of equation is called a rational equation because we have fractions. So if you're studying algebra and you want to kind of look at where you learned this, you want to look at a chapter or unit called rational expressions or rational equations. Now, again, this word rational kind of means fractions in mathematics, or you want to think about fractions. A rational number is a number where the numerator and denominator are integers. So just a quick review before we get into this simple equation. Integers are numbers like this. So we have 0, 1, 2, etc. Then here we have -1, -2. So on a real number line, all these numbers right here are integers. So anytime you can build a fraction where the numerator and denominator are integers, well, that is a rational number. So something like the decimal 0.25 is considered a rational number because we can express this as the fraction 1 over 4. Okay, so this word rational is a big word in mathematics. So let's go ahead and move on. But again, for those of you that are studying algebra and you want to kind of review where you learn how to solve these type of equations, again, you want to look at your book under rational expressions and equations. All right, so here again is our equation, and we have 1 over x plus 1 over x. Now, again, we're talking about rational or fractional equations. So we need to know something about fractions, right? So if you are studying algebra, well, you got to understand how to work with fractions to be successful in solving various equations. But what we want to notice here is that we have the same denominators, and we're trying to add two fractions. So for example, if I had the fraction 3 over 7 plus 1 over 7, I can add these fractions because my denominators are the same. So I would simply add the numerators. And that's exactly what we're going to do here because we have the same denominator x. So all we have to do is add the numerators. So that's going to be 1 plus 1 or 2. So that's going to be 2 over x. So now our equation is 2 over x is equal to 4. Okay, so this is not going to be that difficult to solve because the best way to think about this equation is to think about a proportion. So a proportion in math is two equal fractions. So I have 4, but I could think of this as a fraction by just putting it over 1. So now I have 2 over x is equal to 4 over 1. Now again, a proportion is two equal fractions. So let's say I have the fraction 1/2. And let's think of another number that is equivalent to 1/2 that is a fraction. How about like 5 over 10. Okay, so the main idea about proportions, again, two equal fractions, is that the cross product is equal. In other words, if we cross multiply here, we will get the same number. So 2 times 5 is 10, and that is going to be equal to 1 times 10, which of course is 10. All right, so knowing that, we can solve this equation because we can look at this as a proportion. So we can simply cross multiply. All right, so let's go ahead and do that now. So 4 times x is going to be equal to 2 times 1. So 4 times x in algebra is 4x, and of course 2 times 1 is 2. So to solve this equation, all we have to do is divide both sides of the equation by 4. So x will be equal to 2 over 4, and of course we can reduce that down to 1/2. And again, we have x is equal to 1/2, which is our solution. Okay, so whether you figured this equation out by using common sense or algebra and you got this right, well, I definitely have to give you a nice little happy face and the A+. That is outstanding. So if you need help with math, whether that be basic math, algebra, geometry, or more advanced mathematics, a couple quick suggestions here. One, I have a ton of content on my YouTube channel from all things basic math to advanced math and everything in between. But my best math help will be within my math courses. You can find links to those in the description of this video. Okay, so with all that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your math adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.